morning guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Crystal, aka the Wholesome Witch, and today we are doing a little harvest season reset. So August 1st was Lunasa, and that is the first harvest festival on the wheel of the year. It's the start of harvest season, which goes from August 1st all the way through until Samhain on October 31st. And it's my favorite time of year. Some of you guys will know this if you've been around. If you're new here, hello, welcome. And when August 1st happens and the harvest season begins, it just means that autumn is right around the corner, and I start feeling all the autumn vibes in August. So sorry, but not really that sorry. And it also just feels like fresh energy once harvest season rolls in. There's a focus on abundance and gratitude throughout harvest season. It's a time where I feel the energy shifts a little bit and you start noticing things like the days becoming just ever so slightly shorter and the elements in nature starting to change here and there just a little bit. And something in the air just shifts around this time of year. So around this time, I always like to do like a reset, a cleansing. I do a few different activities for celebrating Lunasa, which I actually didn't get to do this year much because on the first I was busy performing with my partner at a festival for her work. So that kind of took up most of the day. That was really fun, but it meant I didn't get to celebrate Lunasa like I would have normally on the first. And then yesterday, the second, was like just really busy because last week was crazy. I put out like a spellbook easing every month on the first. It's a subscription. So that comes out on the first every month. And then I also release a workshop on the 1st of August. And I'm going to remind future me to never do that again, to do two big things released on the same day, because last week was mental for me. I was so busy working. And then Saturday was the festival with my partner. And yesterday was just kind of, we had like things to do because we were both really busy last week. So I haven't really got to rein in harvest season as I normally would just yet. So today is Monday, August 3rd, and we're getting into it. We're going to do a house reset. We're going to do some actual physical cleaning because last week nothing got done. The house is a mess. There's clothes hanging up. There's stuff lying around everywhere. The floors are dirty. There's cat hair everywhere. Yeah, so we need to clean. We need to do some cleaning. And then I'm going to do energetic cleansing as well, as I always do at the start harvest season and on most festival days anyways. And then I am going to bake some muffins because I didn't get to do that on the weekend either. So we're just treating today as if it was the 1st of August, as if it was Lunasa, because it's close enough. It's the 3rd. It's Monday, which seems like a weird day for a reset, but it's also like really rainy and cloudy outside. So it's kind of like got those cozy vibes that lends itself well. I was going to do some outside stuff on the house today, but because it's kind of so wet and rainy, I think I won't do that. I'll just stick to doing stuff inside. I thought it'd be fun to bring you along and show you some of the stuff that I do and just have a little welcome August, welcome harvest season chat. And I'm also going to do like some planning because I always do planning, just like work stuff, but also any event things coming up. August is busy. We'll say August is busy, and I may catch you guys up on what's happening in August a little bit later in the vlog because I don't want to talk for 15 minutes at the beginning, which sometimes I do, and then I have to edit it so that it's not so long and boring for you guys. I'm going to start with cleaning. I always start with cleaning, just makes sense. And then we're going to do energy cleanse, the muffins. I might throw on a simmer pot. I think I will. I think I really want to set the atmosphere today, actually. I'm going to light a bunch of candles. We'll throw on a simmer pot because it's just tradition. I always do one at the start. Not at the start of, I always do one on all the festival days on the wheel of the year. I do a simmer pot. So we are going to put one on. Maybe I'll chat with you more in the kitchen before I start cleaning. I'm going to light the candles. I'm going to get the simmer pot going, and then I'm going to do my cleaning. I just kind of want to get the energy flowing a bit first. Let's get myself set up, and I'll catch up with you guys when we get into the kitchen. Sorry, I look confused. I'm just looking around my living room. It's a mess in here, guys. Let's just get going. Let's get started. guys. Okay, so welcome back to my kitchen, or welcome to my kitchen if it's your first time here. When we go through a turn of the wheel and I'm doing, a simmer pot at the start of it, or I'm doing my, energy prep around the house, cleansing, all those things, I always like to think about what I am wanting to focus on for the 6 to 7 weeks ahead until we reach our next seasonal festival. So the next one would be the autumn equinox. Super excited. 6 weeks goes by really quickly. Anyway, so at the start of harvest season, I always like to focus on abundance and gratitude first and foremost. Those two words kind of are the epitome of harvest season. I'm always trying to cultivate a lot of that at this time and a lot of that energy into my life. So I always like to set my intentions for these next 6 to 7 weeks at this time. And today I am focusing on abundance, prosperity, gratitude and appreciation, general positive, uplifting energy, especially because we always want to have those things in our home, but especially because it's the start of my favorite time of year, especially autumn equinox. So that's really the start of my most favorite. But everything starts to feel like it's moving in that direction now. So this is when I start to get excited. So my simmer pot today is going to be really simple. I am out of a couple things actually that I didn't realize, so we're improvising, which is a great thing about kitchen witchery. You can improvise, work with what you have. That's one of the biggest benefits of doing kitchen magic, is that what do you have in your kitchen? Those are your ingredients, those are your tools, and there's always something you can create with what you have. So today, I'm fully leaning into the fall energies. I think a little bit more than normal actually, because along with my green apple, I'm using a green apple because the color green, also I want to bring that into the simmer pot. And green is abundance, prosperity, wealth. It connects you with earth energy. Also, apples are great for balance, which I really like this time of year, to just kind of ground and center as we start this new phase in nature. And what else do I have? Nutmeg, cloves, juniper berries, and pumpkin spice blend. Like I said, I'm really leaning in, and that's the ingredient that I usually don't pull out just yet, but I'm using it today because I'm also going to make pumpkin chocolate chip muffins, which I usually wait until like September to do that. But it's rainy, it's, cozy, and we're leaning in. Pumpkin spice the blend itself has has such a great combination of energetic properties attached to it. It has all the things you would want for like harvest season: abundance, prosperity, success, wealth, money. So I have some big goals for harvest season and for autumn as we, move into the end of the year. So today we're really leaning into the energy of attraction and success, and just welcoming abundance into all areas of our life, which is good practice this time of year. I recommend. So I'm going to get this going. Then I'm going to clean. So I'm not going to talk to you guys while I do that. I'm going to put together like a cleaning montage of sorts. And then after the cleaning, I will talk to you a little bit about the energy cleansing and the way that I'm welcoming in some more of those energies into the home at this time. And then we're going to make some muffins. So I'll catch up with you guys in a few minutes. like much later now. Well, not much later. That took me an hour and a half to do like the surfaces and the floors, and I was very much thanking yesterday me for cleaning the bathroom because I meant I didn't have to do that today at least. So I was happy to have that out of the way, but that took way longer than planned. So now I'm going to go through my energy cleansing. I will tell you what I do. I like to use my cleansing spray that I make to do like counters and surfaces. So I made this in maybe my last vlog, I can't remember, I think it was in the last one. I make these, they have cleansing properties with the essential oils that are in them. This is something I do. I actually spray my kitchen counters in the morning, most mornings with this, but I also like to do it after I've done like a good clean. So I'm gonna do all my surfaces, and then I'm gonna go through the house and do cleansing with an incense. So I like to just burn, usually it's sandalwood, it's one of my favorites for cleansing, and I just walk through each room in my house. I put the intention of clearing the old, stagnant, negative energy away. I'm kind of specific because I don't want to clear away any good energies that might be in the home. So like we don't want a blank slate necessarily. The simmer pot also has some cleansing properties in it, and then I'm burning 3 white candles right now, which also, white is great for cleansing and blessings and subbing for any other intention you might want to include. So I like to burn white candles when I'm doing this. After I do the cleansing, I am going to go around to my windows and do energy protection. So at the festivals, I keep referencing the Wheel of the Year, and if you're not familiar with it, it's basically a calendar of seasonal pagan festivals that happen. The Wheel of the Year could be a really whole big discussion, but I'm not going to do that in this vlog. I could do a video on it because I do talk about every single festival as they happen. I could do like a chat on the wheel in general. Comment, let me know if you would like me to do that. So basically it's 8 seasonal festivals that happen throughout the year. I like to do cleansing and reinforce protection energies around the home for basically every single one of them. So after I do all of the cleansing things, I'm going to go to my windows and use a protection spray that I also make. And I'm going to save the outside protection stuff for a day when it's not so wet. So I'm not going to do that today. But I'm going to do the inside windows, and I'm also going to do a little protection on my pantry. It's good practice to do a little protection spell, protection ritual, keep some sort of protection talisman in your pantry or cupboards if you don't have like a pantry. Mine's not a real pantry, by the way, I'll show it to you. But wherever you store food, to ensure that the food is protected and there'll always be abundance in the home, so you'll never go without kind of thing. So I'm going to do that in the pantry as well. Then I'm going to make muffins. Then I'm going to do some like planning and stuff. Yeah, let's cleanse our counters. Let's cleanse our space. Okay, so cleansing is done. One final energy thing I do after the protection around the windows, I go through with another mist. I don't always lean into this many mists, but today I am because it just feels good, feels right. My practice is often very organic or intuitive, and whatever elements I tend to use, almost always decided like on the spot, like what feels good today, what method feels good today. So today, all the sprays and all the mists and candles and incense, I'm just giving it the works today. So after I do the windows with this, I'm gonna just go through the house and spray mist I have that is for positive, uplifting, just happy energy. And that's kind of going to be like my final seal the energy in practice into every room. Also, while I do the cleansing, I always visualize when I'm walking through the house. Visualization changes. Sometimes I visualize the energies that I don't want here lifting out as like smoke and going out the door or out the windows, or just evaporating into the ether. Sometimes I will do like a gray kind of glitter swirl situation. It depends. It's also something that is not the same every single time. But I visualize in some fashion the negative energy lifting up out of the space and clearing. So what I'd like to do with the spray in the windows is, because windows are like portals, right? They're entryways. So it's nice practice, good practice to do protection around the windows to keep negativity or anything you don't want in out on the other side. So all I do is, again, I'm focusing my energy on what I'm trying to achieve in the moment. I use another visualization and I simply spray the perimeter of the window with my mist. So yeah, we're gonna spray all the windows. I'm not gonna take you around to every window because that seems silly or excessive. I don't know. I'm gonna do this and then I'll do the last spray around the rooms and then we're finally gonna bake some muffins. This has all been a little bit longer of a process than I expected, but these things, they can be fast. They don't need to take a long time. Like this has taken a little bit longer because I physically cleaned my space as well, which took most of the time. But when I walk through with the incense, it probably takes me 5 to 10 minutes. It depends on how long I decide to stay in each room, how long I feel is necessary. It's not a long practice, and this is also really fast. So yeah, it depends on you. It depends on how much time you want to spend visualizing and working the practice. But I usually do the cleansing in 5 to 10. Same with this one. My simmer pot that I have on right now, today I have it on just in the background as an energy catalyst, if you will. Sometimes I do the full simmer pot ritual where that is a big focus of the day and it takes me like 45 minutes. I can link that below as well. I did a video on my full simmer pot ritual. I always make these faces as like I have to remember to do the things I say I'm going to do in the video, so I think usually I'm pretty good with it. So yeah, and you don't have to do everything that I'm doing today. I feel the first half of the year was really, there's a lot going on, and last week was really, really busy and quite stressful. So I feel like I want to do extra things today. And on the festivals, sometimes I'll just do the walk around with the incense, or I'll just do a simmer pot. I don't necessarily do all these things every time. Yeah, it really depends. But I just feel like I really want a good fresh start. The start of harvest season. I feel really good going into August, and I think these last 5 months are going to be really different from the first 6-7 months of the year. That's why I'm kind of doing a lot of different things today, but you can just choose one thing to do. You don't have to do all the things, or you can do all the things. You can do more. You can do more things than I'm doing today. Anyways, just to say, it's your practice. It's up to you. Okay, so let's do our misting, and then we can finally bake these muffins because I'm really actually excited to bake muffins. I haven't baked muffins in like months. So one final little note on the spraying. I usually spray clockwise when I'm doing this, as like, kind of like stirring clockwise. It's what I'm trying to accomplish. So in order to bring success to the practice, that's what I do. I'm going to focus. So I'm gonna stop talking. Welcome to my pantry. If you have not been in the pantry before, this is not a real pantry. It's just the walkway on the way to the washroom. This shelf area made a really good spot for our cabinets to go, so it's used as a pantry, which is kind of fun. It's really tiny, but I've always wanted a pantry. It's on the list for the dream home to have like a proper walk-in pantry. I'm like obsessed. I want one of those old Victorian homes that always used to have one, you know, before modern homes just took away every fun element of home architecture. Anyways, we're gonna do our protection in here today. What do I keep in here? I keep like, you know, pantry items, rice, pasta, lentils, beans, oats, extra spices that don't fit beside the stove, my nut butters, this kind of thing. This is what we keep in here. Oh, also, we went to TK Maxx yesterday, and you know, August 1st has happened, so it is officially a home decor shopping season, and we got our first thing yesterday. It was really hard to just like, it's really hard the entire like August, September especially, because it's when they got all the good stuff. October things start to get a little bit sparser, like they don't get as many new things anymore, I find, and you know, the closer you get to Samhain or Halloween, there's less and less stuff. So every time I go in like August and September, it's so hard not to just buy all the stuff. Anyway, we got these cute little towels. I love these. They have kitties and like a haunted house, gravestones, a crow or a raven. They're really cute. We don't have any that look like this exactly. This is the kind of thing we buy in like harvest season, and this stuff we use all year round. Like it's the only time of year that's worth going shopping for home decor. I'm exaggerating just a little bit, but it's the best time. So we got these yesterday. I also got a very, very cute sweater that I'll show you I'll wear it at some point. Anyways, it's really good find. Okay. Yeah, so good practice to do some protection in your pantry to just safeguard the food, make sure the home is always abundant. I'm just going to spray the area, and I'm going to say a little mini spell or affirmation and intention, however you like to think of it. Sometimes if you say people to say a spell, they say they can't write a spell, but words are spells, guys. So one sentence, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to rhyme. It doesn't have to be, 4, 6, 10 lines. It can literally be 1 or 2 lines, just words that you say, and that's a spell. Simple. Yes, however you like to think of it. I'm going to spray the area. I'm going to do the focus intention, my own spell of protection for, the abundance of the home and for the food. Yeah, and other things, like if you want to keep elements of protection in your pantry or in your cupboard, if you don't have like a pantry or pantry area, you can keep like protective crystals in the pantry, like black tourmaline or jet or obsidian. You can keep a black candle. You can keep any like black item in the pantry as the purpose of protection. The color black is very protective. You could keep a little written spell or intention and just slip it somewhere. You could keep protective spices even in the cupboard and have one that you specifically put that intention on and just keep it here all the time and like don't use it, but that's its purpose, to protect the food area. Yeah, there's lots of things you can do. So I'm gonna do this, and I do it, it's not like I do this every week. I do this often on festival days. I don't think I've ever talked about it before. I don't think so. Yeah, just for, for the weeks ahead. So maybe every 6, 7 weeks, or if I miss one, I'll do it every season. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do my final uplifting positivity spray. Let's go. Okay, hi guys, welcome back. I am set up sort of for baking the muffins. I have my baking box. I have some other ingredients out here. Whenever I'm doing a recipe, this one's not mine. I'm taking it from Peanut Butter and Jilly. I like her recipe. She has a lot of good vegan ones. I've not tried these before though. These are gluten-free pumpkin chocolate chip muffins. So we're gonna see how it goes. Gluten-free baking is something I'm just experimenting with. I've made a few things before, but not a lot. And I've made gluten-free cupcakes, which turned out really good, but never muffins. So we're gonna see how it goes. I've also done scones, turned out really good. I have like a new gluten-free 1-to-1 flour blend, and I don't believe they're all created equal. There was a really good one back home, Bob's Red Mill. That was a gluten-free 1-to-1, and that one was good. I don't know about this one, we'll see. I hope it's also good. So I'm doing the pumpkin chocolate chip because, like I said in the beginning, I'm really focusing on bringing in all those abundant, prosperous energies of the season into my home right now. And pumpkin spice blend is perfect. It has wealth, prosperity, abundance, success. There's cinnamon in there, so it can also speed up manifestations. It can also bring clarity, and there's protective elements in there. And then I have the chocolate, so there's like sweetness and love energy as well. It's a great thing to make this time of year. And like I said, I'm a little early on the pumpkin stuff this year. Usually I wait till September, but you know what? I don't care. I felt like I really wanted to do it for the first harvest festival, the start of the season, and maybe I'll do even extra pumpkin stuff this year, who knows. So I'm going to go through my baking process. A couple of my baking techniques. I like to have the white candle burning when I bake. I've said that many times in my videos. I like to have an element that represents the intention I'm putting into the food if I can, especially if it's something like this where I'm doing it at the start of the season. And these are energies that I want to carry with me through the season. So I'll do a little extra, if that makes sense. So I have a sunflower here today. I like to have sunflowers in August in general. All the abundant, successful, positive energy. They're just such happy flowers. So this is going to be my element representing Abundance today while I make these. And I do all the things that I've talked about before. If this is your first time, I'll go through, if this is your first time with me in the kitchen, I'll go through them again. But if you've heard these things before, I'm sorry, but you can also think of them as little reminders of things that you can do when you're baking. So I'm very focused on my intention. Another reason why I'm going to put you on a time lapse, because if I'm talking and filming and doing this, it's just not going to work. It's not going to be the same. I need to be focused. I also need to be alone. Like, I won't do this kind of baking if my partner's in the room with me, because it's a distraction. So yeah, I will focus my energies on what I'm trying to attract. In this case, it's abundance, prosperity, success, all the good things for an amazing harvest season. And I visualize while I'm combining the ingredients is when I visualize the hardest, the most. And then I stir clockwise again to draw all of these energies towards me, towards my home, towards my life for the season ahead. Once everything's mixed, it's going to be on a time lapse, but you'll still see me do it. I hold my hands above my bowl of combined ingredients, and I will set my intention, say an affirmation mini spell for the muffins. And it'll usually be like, 2 or 3 lines, nothing too elaborate. And then I will continue with the focus energy, the visualization, while I'm spooning the muffins into the muffin cups. When they're all ready in the pan, I will use a toothpick, which is in my box. I will use a toothpick and trace a symbol or a letter or a sigil, if I happen to be working with one at the time, into the top of each muffin. So I just take a toothpick and I'll just trace in the tops. Like today, for example, I might trace in like an A for abundance, or if I was making muffins for like money, I would trace in a $sign. For joy, maybe a happy face, or a J. For love, could be an L or a heart. You get the idea. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then I will hold my hands above the tin, the tray of muffins one more time, saying the same little intention spell as I did above the bowl before I put them in the oven. When they're in the oven, I will usually just do something else. I do something else with my time. I clean my kitchen. I don't get magical while they're in the oven. I kind of stay in the energy of what I'm trying to accomplish. I'll stay in that energy, but I won't like visualize the whole time they're in the oven or anything like that. You're welcome to. I like to use my time, I guess, when they're in the oven. So I always clean. I'm one of those clean as you go bakers and cookers. So once these are in the oven, I'm going to want to clean this up immediately. And then just as a last little thing, once they're baked, for a third time, I will say that intention and spell. Again, I hold my hands over the top. I use my hands a lot when it comes to energy work. For me anyway, it's a great catalyst for moving energy and kind of transferring the energy from myself as well into the muffins, because they have properties for, all the things I want to attract right now. But then I'm also matching my energy with that as I go through the process. I'm aligning with those energies. So when they're baked and ready, I put my hands over top and I will say that intention and spell one more time and focus on having that alignment and connection of my own energy and the energy within the food. That was a lot. I hope it made sense. And then I'll have these like throughout the week. Well, me and my partner will. Before I eat a muffin, each time I have one, I will say just one short sentence, kind of reestablishing that intention, reaffirming that intention. And that's it. That's the process. That was longer than I expected to talk about it. But anyway, I hope you made notes and took some of that down. So I'm going to get putting these together, and once they're in the oven, we will catch up again. So the muffins are in the oven after a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Mayhem? It wasn't mayhem. I accidentally grabbed my teaspoon instead of my half teaspoon when I was measuring the baking soda. Yeah, I doubled the baking soda, which meant I had to double the entire recipe. So that took me longer than expected. And whenever I double recipes that I've never tried, I always just hope they turn out because I never know. I never know if they're going to turn out, one, because they're new recipes, and then doubling it, I'm just like, well, we're going to go with it. I hope these muffins taste okay. Anyways, so at the beginning of the vlog, I mentioned I like to plan my month out in advance. So this doesn't really have to do with harvest season. It doesn't have to do with that so much. It's just what I do at the beginning of every month. So I'll plan any events I have, personal stuff I have. I'll plan any work bits that are very important, like if anything needs to go out. Like on the 1st, I'll put my Spellbook Easing that goes out. On the 15th, I'll put the mid-month check-in that goes out. Any new launches, like the Kitchen Witch workshop that just went out, I would put that on there. Vlogging days or weeks, editing days, things that I really need to schedule in order for them to go smoothly. And if you have, you know, your own creator business or small business and you're the only employee, you'll know that it's really important to plan things in order to get everything done because there's just so many things to take care of on your own. Also for August, I have like extra planning because it's quite a busy month. I have my partner's birthday is the 13th, so we're taking like a week off to do fun birthday things. Maybe I'll vlog the week and take you along, toying with the idea, show you a little bit of the Scottish sites we get to, Scottish or maybe England as well, we'll see. And then the week directly after my partner's birthday, I have kind of an impromptu trip back to Canada. I wasn't planning on going this summer, but then my mom is going to Toronto. She really wanted me to go there too, and it's easier for me to see her in Toronto than it is for me to see her in New Brunswick, where she lives and where I'm from. So it made sense that I was going to see my mom this year to go to Toronto when she's there. So this came up just a couple weeks ago, so it's quite last minute. So basically I have 3 weeks of work to do in 1 week, which is this week that we're just starting, and it's a lot. It's a lot. So I have some extra planning to do and extra list making to do to keep myself organized over the next week. And then even for the trips, you know, when you have a trip, you have planning to do. Anyways, I have extra planning to do this month because it's very busy and very exciting things as well. I'm super excited to spend the week with my partner for her birthday. I'm super excited to go to Canada, see my family. But it just means this week is going to be a lot and there's lots of planning to do so that I stay on top of everything and so that I have fun on my vacation and my trip back home. So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to do like a harvest season journal session, but I'm going to do that a little bit later. And I'm going to do my regular Lunasa card spreads as well, which I always do on the festival days. But I filmed me doing card spreads lots of times. I'm not gonna put that in the vlog, but journaling and cards will come later after I get back, because also I need to go out very soon. I am going to check the muffins, then I'm going to do some of that and okay, so muffins are out of the oven and they look good, they smell good, we shall see. And I've done some planning, I've done some list making, some writing, and I'm feeling much more organized than I was at the beginning of this vlog, so that's good. That makes for a productive Monday. Aside from filming the vlog, I have a lot of work to do after I get back from my little errand that I have to go out and do. I don't know, I foresee myself working until bedtime every day this week. I don't like going into vacation feeling like things are left undone, so I like to go in feeling like I'm kind of on top of things as much as possible anyway, because then you're more relaxed. Yeah, got a lot to do this week. Anyways, I am going to get ready to go out. I have to leave very soon, in about 20 minutes. I'll do my journaling and card pulls later, which I know I'll feel even better for the month after I get those done, because they always give me good guidance and wisdom and like make me feel centered and grounded and like I know my way forward, especially when I do them on festival days and at the beginning of such a busy month like this one. So yeah, feeling good, excited to be stepping into harvest season. And I would love if you leave me a comment, let me know what you're most looking forward to this harvest season from now until Samhain. And let me know if you're as excited about the whole harvest season as I am, because I really am. I always am, but I don't know, there's something that's amplified this year in some fashion. So yeah, leave me a comment, let me know what you're looking forward to. And I thank you so much for joining me today for this harvest reset vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some inspiration or ideas for what you might want to do to get in the spirit of harvest season. Or if you celebrated Lunasa already over the weekend, let me know what you did. I would love to hear. Your comments always make me so happy. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to sign off. And thank you again so much for being here. Please do like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. It really helps the channel. It really helps me grow and be able to share more with the community. And I'm going to leave down below a couple of videos I mentioned and my regular stuff, socials, my blog, my new book that's coming out in September and is called This Is Your Year. It's all about manifesting with the seasons and living seasonally, living more magically with the seasons. I'm really excited about it. It'll be released September 24th in the UK and October 6th in US and Canada. So I will leave the pre-order details below. I will also leave my spellbook subscription details down below because my August e-zine just went out. It's all about abundance and gratitude in harvest season, and I really love this issue. So if you want to check it out, that link will be down below as well. And yeah, I'm wishing you the best, most magical, most abundant harvest season ahead. And I'll be seeing you very, very soon.